guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 1, Paige Tepodino. A 5'6" guard, 8th grader, number 3, Stella Maresca. A 5'4" junior guard, number 4, Molly Kennedy. A 5'11" sophomore forward, number 12, Ava Cross. And a 5'11" junior forward, number 30, Baby Grado. Ladies and gentlemen, the assistants for the Garnets are Teresa Galillion and Joe Condorelli. And the head coach for Wright High School in her 5th season is Margot Hackett. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your home team, the White Plains Tigers. Starting at guard, an 8th grader at 5'5", number 2, Tree Jackson. A 6'1" senior forward, number 4, Sequoia Lee. A 5'4" senior guard, number 10, a Navy Bratton. A 5'7" senior guard, number 21, Tess Hunter. And a 5'7" senior forward, number 22, is Savannah Miplaya. The assistant coach for the Tigers is Morgan Rossler. And the head coach for your White Plains Tigers in his 6th season, the returning defending Section 1 Class AA League, Sectional and Regional defending champs. It's head coach Benjamin Carter. Ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for the first game of the 2024.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's what a way to open the week, huh?
What a way to enjoy a good Friday afternoon here. Again, everybody courtside, Dan Long, Kevin Devaney Jr. as we're about to tip off on what's going to be a nice marathon of basketball this weekend here. This is something I know that you learn to love, and this is something that'll get you through a nice weekend in early January.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, obviously Slam Dunk used to be in the week between Christmas and New Year's, and it was tough because a lot of times they used to play a 10 o'clock game on December 26th, which was not an easy thing to do, and teams coming in, and it was always hard, and you would get good crowds, sometimes you wouldn't get good crowds, but this weekend I think we're going to get something special. I think we're going to, I know tomorrow's slate of 5 games, especially capped with the Iona Prep Stepinac Crusader Classic, is going to draw huge. The County Center is going to be filled. It's going to be exciting. It's going to feel like December basketball. Obviously, the games count, but it still feels like December basketball.
Yes.
This feels like the basketball season when you're here and you got real games going on, and it's exciting, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Fun to be a part of, and fun to be this close, center court here.
I was going to say I got my seat upgrade after being here a couple of years ago, and it wasn't bad then as well, but you can't beat this vantage point today. Rye's going to be the roadside. They're in their black with the garnet striping down the side, and White Plains the home side. They're in their home white with the orange numerals.
And our man David Barry up top, he's doing all the hard work.
The best in the business.
Yeah, we have the great seats and just sit here and talk during the game. He's doing all the hard work. So, well, I actually have a lot.
Someone's got to.
I have a lot of promo reads to do. So let's not make it seem like I'm not doing nothing.
I was going to say this is it's a marathon, not a sprint here, Kev. I'm about to get underway after a great opening to this one, and we are underway here at the County Center as Rye is going to take control of it. Again, they are 6-2 on the season. White Plains comes in 6-3 overall this year.
White Plains stretching the zone out here.
As Kennedy getting it back over to Paige Tepedino. Top of the key is now again straight away. It's Molly Kennedy. There's Tepedino. First shot opportunity is good. Swishes home the three-pointer on the near side.
Sophomore with so much confidence. Obviously last year all-section player, and she really came into her own. Family of great athletes, and she's the young sister who's starring on her own.
As that three-point opportunity for White Plains off the mark. It's going to stay here with the Tigers as Tepedino coming off a 10-point performance in their last game, a win against Eastchester.
The teams challenge Rye with the zone, try and make them see what they can do from the outside, how they could shoot, and off the bat, 1 for 1.
Here's another long-range offering by White Plains, and once again, no good, as Stella Maresca gets the rebound. As Tepedino getting it right back top center. Maresca, an 8th grader, cracking the starting lineup at Rye. As Tepedino, once again, is going to be patient in this offensive attack. Dropping it down low in the near block. Trying to get it to the other frontline player. It skipped around and then eventually ended in a shot opportunity for Rye. They followed up with another opportunity inside, and finally the board is cleared inside by Isabella McGuire.
White Plains should control the glass here, and right there missing on a layup is Lane.
Sequoia Lane was not able to get that opportunity in transition, and then a little helter-skelter play, as that's going to lead to the turnover here for Rye going the other way.
Out of the White Plains basketball.
Officiating in this tournament, so it's three referees on the game, obviously. They always have 3 on these slam dunk games, typically 2 in the regular season. But it's usually they let the teams play a little bit more than they do in regular season, we'll say, in Section 1.
McGuire getting it up top, but it's stolen away. Good job by Kennedy in the passing lane, and that's going to lead to the breakout, but a missed layup attempt. Good follow-up that time by Rye, not taking anything for granted. Because that time it was Phoebe Greto.
Greto, they're trailing the play. Doing a nice job cleaning that up. Looks like White Plains is fighting a little bit of an injury. I think it looks like Isabella McGuire may have taken a shot to her leg.
Sequoia Lane getting the Tigers on the board for the first time in this game. The 6'1 senior now makes this a 3-point margin. And that's a nice high-arcing 3 knocked in by Molly Kennedy.
If Rye's going to do this, Rye's going to pull, I would say White Plains comes in as a favorite. If Rye's going to pull this upset, they're going to have to make 3s like they've done so far, 2 for 2.
Moved around as McGuire settles it down to the far side of Jackson Green. Cut off on that baseline, reversing it now to the top of the key. Good penetration, but there's going to be a foul initially on the floor after that time. The Navy Plata was trying to make her take to the rim. And as you said, Kev, it looked like laboring off the floor was the senior forward, McGuire. Now she'll be tended to. Hopefully we'll see her back on the hardwood relatively soon. As Plata now taking it. Trying to dribble drive and knocked it into the foot of the defender. She's looking at the officials for why there wasn't a stoppage. Led to a transition break the other way, but the layup was left short by Kennedy.
Isabella Cummings for White Plains.
Now White Plains trying to attack here, down by 6 early, and that pass off the mark behind Isabella Cummings, who had just come into the game for McGuire.
Rye is a very aggressive team playing the passing lanes, and we've seen them some fruitful turnovers and just, reward for their aggressiveness, something you got to be a little bit careful of. It's hard to do against a White Plains team, which is typically good at controlling the play and controlling the basketball.
Good feed inside the paint, but that mid-range shot by Ava Cross was off the mark. But an offensive rebound again for the Garnets. Inside there's Cross with a running hook shot, no good. Fight for the loose ball underneath the hoop. It's a tie-up, and that's going to be deflected. Last touch, it looks like off of White Plains. No, they're going to say, yes, it is. It's going to be still Rye with possession here. 21 on the shot clock, 4:32 left to go in the first quarter. Rye on top of White Plains, 8-2. Maresca being shadowed that time as Ryan going to be patient here. Trying to find Kennedy. Double teamed on the baseline. Ball is loose again. Loose ball tie up. And possession, Arrow with the jump ball. And that arrow will now favor White Plains. So despite having to play, Kevin, a long possession on defense, the Tigers don't succumb to the pressure there.
See full court pressure now from Rye. See if they drop back or what they... Oh, they're going to keep the pressure on. 2-2-1.
Moving across to the middle of the floor to Lane. Lane has the only point so far in this first quarter. Put up on the midway point. White Plains still trying to get in their offensive gear, and looks like it's going to be an offensive foul. The call underneath the rim. Good positional defense that time by Rye.
Yeah, interesting play there. Interesting call there for Plata going to the basket. She was surprised, didn't love the call.
Not often that you see that, especially when you're not stationary as a defender, but beat her to the spot. One foul apiece for either team in this well-played and crisply played first quarter. And as soon as I say that, a turnover called against Rye, stepping out of bounds on the end line there, on the baseline, and now possession's going to go back over to the Tigers. Kevin, this is a White Plains team that averages 53 points a game, still stuck on 2 in the early goings of this one, just pushing it over the rim and out of bounds. You do get the benefit of getting that one deflecting off of Greto last, so possession will stay here with White Plains.
They haven't really had good looks at the basket. I mean, we're, almost 4.5 minutes in, and open looks have been few and far between.
Dan now picking up the dribble and outletting it over to Plata. Plata with a cross-court pass. Found another teammate inside, but even when they've gotten close to the rim, they haven't had those clean looks like you mentioned. Another miss inside for White Plains. Running shot on the baseline. No good that time for Tepedino.
Lane does a nice job boxing out there, getting that board. She's a special kind of athlete on this for this White Plains team.
And Navy Plata, the 5'4" senior guard, being shadowed tightly by Kennedy. Keeping the dribble alive, getting it down low in the post in the near side. Now up top, straight away, the 3 goes for Jay Jackson Green.
White Plains needed someone to give them a spark, and that was right there from Jay Jackson Green. And Plata Plata got it inside and went back out from Lane.
Now Rye trying to respond. Tepedino thought about initially the 3. Again, the running shot no good. Box out underneath by Cummings, secures the rebound. Lane trying to beat Rye down the floor and does. She's got 4 of White Plains' 7 points here in the first quarter.
She stretched high to get that pass. It was a high pass. Almost went into the first row, and she stretched high to catch it, put it right back in.
Now a run here by the Tigers. They were trailing 8-2. They've got on a 5-0 spurt. Underneath the rim, Lane trying to stay vertical, but 3-second call underneath against Rye after they were trying to camp out with their post move.
One thing that White Plains has to always be careful of in any game, it's foul trouble on Sequoia Lane. Sequoia Lane is so good defensively and is so active, but last year we saw in the section championship her get into foul trouble, and her team overcame it mainly because of the player with the basketball right now, maybe Plata, and the shooting that she had, but it's hard now with this White Plains team. They don't have the depth they had last year.
Rye again aggressively attacking to the near side. Ill-advised shot. Good to see number 22, Isabella McGuire, back into the game. But is McGuire going to be the one called for the foul? So McGuire right back in and on the scoreboard the wrong way with a personal foul there. That's only the team's 2nd foul. Under 2 minutes left to go in a first quarter of play that have seen the ebbs and flows to it. Shot to the near side for Rye. They were blistering in 3-point shots to begin this game. They've cooled off since then.
Key for White Plains is making these one-and-done possessions for Rye like they've had the last few trips down the floor.
Jackson Green sets and fires. No good. She was trying to propel White Plains to their first lead of the game. Tepedino down the floor. Worked around Maresca, getting it around the horn. Here's Kennedy. Maresca sets and fires from deep. And gets the shooter's roll. It looked precariously like it was going to fall off the front of the rim, and instead found its way down the middle of the hoop.
She must have had a little extra rotation on that shot to let it roll forward like that.
And a nice strong take there by Plata. The other way to respond.
Good opening quarter here, Dan, under a minute.
It was a slow start for White Plains, but they've garnered a nice little momentum shift a bit, being aggressive on the other side of the floor. They're only down by 2, 11-9. 3 3-pointers in this first quarter for Rye. Majority of their offense. That one almost stuck in between the backboard and the rim.
Looked like almost a double dribble.
20 seconds left to go in the first quarter. White Plains with a chance to tie or even take the lead here with a 3-pointer. Tepedino with a little bit of a gamble attempt. Plata gets around her. Here's a shot for 3. There's the lead for White Plains.
Final seconds.
Haddad gets the 3 ball to fall, and after it was all Rye early on, 8-2, a nice spurt there at the end of the quarter by White Plains gives the Tigers a 12-11 lead.
Amazing what happens on the 3 ball from Tessa Dodd right there. White Plains got mainly outplayed for most of the first quarter, and they have a lead after 1, 12-11. The broadcast of the Slam Dunk Championship brought to you by Benfield Electric. Since 1951, Benfield delivers electrical supplies, power distribution, switchgear, low voltage data, lighting and lighting controls, plus elevator cable and equipment in the tri-state market. Benfield has the power to innovate and integrate the electrical, industrial, institutional, and general construction industry. Headquartered in Mount Vernon, New York, please visit Benfield at benfieldelectric.com. PKF O'Connor Davies knows what it's like to compete at a high level. We are a top 25 national accounting and advisory firm that was named one of Forbes magazine's best accounting and tax firms in 2023. Our focus is on clients delivering value where others can't. What can we do for you? And of course, the Durbin family is a big supporter of Stepanak Athletics and also helping bring the broadcast here on LocalLive to the County Center, to you at home. And I want to thank the Durbin family, proudly supporting Stepanak Athletics and Stepanak basketball. As you know, Dan, Stepanak is the host, technically. So Westchester County Parks runs the event, but Westchester, there has to be a host school. Stepanak steps up, is the host school of the Slam Dunk, and they do a fantastic job. Really, Pat Massaroni does almost all the work and does all the coordination. If you're on the emails, you see just how much he puts into this. So I want to thank Pat and Stepanak for hosting.
Absolutely. It's always an honor to join you here this year courtside, as we've done it in the past up in the upper section as well, as that shot goes out of play. And now White Plains, well, they certainly had that spurt that jettisoned them to the lead there at the waning moments of the first quarter. We'll see if they can take that momentum here into the start of the second quarter.
Yeah, they are the better team. I mean, coming in, they are the favorite team in this matchup, but Rye made them play a little bit of Rye's game, and one thing Rye has to be careful of is not giving open three-point shots like they just had.
Tepedino, after the outlet to her, trying to go aggressively to the hole. She missed on the shot, but again, she finds that offensive rebound. I have to say that Rye has been so energetic in this early going of this game. I've been really impressed with the high level of energy that has led to countless number of possessions.
Hustle and athleticism for this Rye team, and we see it in all sports really at Rye.
Maresca, who had a 3 in the first quarter, got that one denied. Was cleanly stuffed that time by Lane.
Nice play here from Lane, just sensing the three-point shot going up, putting her arm out. 6'1".
Kennedy to try to beat the buzzer. Just hit into the rim as the buzzer was sounding. No good.
And Sequoia Lane's skill set really is probably more of as a guard, as a college guard, but on White Plains, she's got to be a post player and be a center. And she's so versatile.
Rye's run cold a little bit here offensively, Kevin. Let's see what they do. They've been getting most of their work, certainly from the outside. 3 threes in that first quarter.
Looks like Ava Cross got hit in the mouth. No call.
Playing on with 5 on the shot clock, and it leads to an eventual steal produced by Plata. Plata with a breakout the other way, trying to feed Lane, who was cutting down the middle of the floor. Deflected out of bounds by Rye. You'll see again, there was the intention. You could see why Plata was trying to find the cutting lane across the middle of the floor. Good recovery defense there by Rye with the timeout on the floor. 6:18 left to go here in the first half of action.
Scully Construction, for over 50 years, Scully Construction has been a leading construction management and general contracting firm in the tri-state area. Whether renovating existing spaces or expanding your business footprint, we can help deliver your project on time and on budget. At Scully Construction, our business is building yours. Are you tired of dealing with flickering lights, power outages, and other electrical issues? At Healy Electric, we pride ourselves on providing top-notch electrical services for all your commercial needs. From routine maintenance to emergency repairs, we've got you covered. And with our 24/7 availability, you can rest easy knowing that help is always just a phone call away. So why wait? Give us a call today. Healy Electric, 914-428-1010. Sounds like a sports hotline, right?
Well done. Again, it takes a lot to have to do all that throughout the course of the game, fans. So
I'm
I
not
have
really
to say,
doing much else. I'm just watching. You and Dave have the hard jobs.
This one's going to be fired away. Don not able to get that one to drop after she was the one who beat the buzzer just before the end of the first quarter that gave White Plains the lead. Still lead 12-11, and now a tie-up, and it's going to be a traveling violation that time against Molly Kennedy. Have to wait to see if that was going to be potentially a foul, but instead it was a travel. And White Plains going to be having a substitute coming in. Alexis Ty, the 5'5" freshman guard, coming into the contest for the first time, as Jade Jackson Green will take a seat. McKenna Austin also coming out on the floor, another freshman for Coach Carter's White Plains side. Still looking for our first points of the second quarter. Neither team has scored, and now with that trap, it's going to eventually lead to a push foul against Rye.
So Rye plays aggressive on defense. They're pressing, and they're playing. They don't have great depth. They don't go too far into the bench, and they're playing on a big floor here at the county center. And so it's like, it's a little dangerous to play this style, but it's really what Rye does.
That is the second personal foul for Molly Kennedy as well. So she'll have to check off the floor. As Coach Carter barking out the instructions close to our spot here on press row.
You want that screen.
Step in, shot no good, but another offensive rebound on the weak side on the far side by Cummings. Here's Cummings, will try her luck from deep. A little out of her range that time. Doesn't draw iron, and here comes Rye the other way. Moreska had that one deflected from behind out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Garnets.
I was ready for that, Dan.
I saw you were in a very good position.
Benji Carter got beat to it.
Zepedino, who recently had a 20-point outing against Clarkstown North. Splitting the double team that time, lofting that shot up at the rim, and those little running shots right now not falling for Rye. Both teams have been playing exceptional defense here in the first half. Like you mentioned, Kevin, a couple times, we have not seen clean offerings from outside, whether it be from behind the arc or even mid-range game. This defense on both sides has been staunch. That time trying to put the defender in the spin cycle was Plata. Again, an air ball.
Still no scoring this quarter.
As we're already coming up on the midway point. Nice hook shot attempt inside. Still a lid on the rim. Last touch out of bounds off of Phoebe Greto. Greto had 13 points in the last game for Rye. As you see there, it ricocheted right off her left knee as that went out of bounds. What a venue. Thanks for joining us here on Local Live, your broadcast home for the 2024 event here from the Westchester County Center, the Slam Dunk Showcase.
I thought you were going to mention that Phoebe Greto, when we walked in, went through security, the Rye was going through, and she had a big chicken salad, and she was eating her lunch. She was worried about bringing it through security. We helped make sure that she was able to get it in. Continue eating her lunch before this game to fuel up.
I did like that the security personnel asked, "What is this?" I thought they were going to ask for the salad to get put through the machine. As a foul is going to be whistled on the floor.
But you saw too, Dan. They were excited. The girls are excited to come here and just play in this event and play in this building.
I mean, this is a pretty cool way to spend your Friday afternoon. Inside, there's the look, and Rye finally on the board here in the second quarter on the feed inside of Piper Tenney.
You know, I came last week with my family. We came to the Westchester Knicks game, and they took on the Orlando Magic G League team.
Affiliate,
yes, and Osceola. And Matt McClung, who's a phenom at, in high school and went to Georgetown, went to Texas Tech. He was on the other team, and I was so curious to think, like, what does he think of the county center? What does he think about coming to this building? He's probably, this is a unique place to play. If you're a basketball, gym rat like he was, coming to a cool place like this, different type of venue. I'm sure he'd probably say I'd rather be in an arena.
I was going to say.
With,
he's like,
with 20,000. Yeah.
Another cool place to dunk in.
Yes. There was no dunking in that. It was mostly just three-point shooting in that. The G League is just three-point contest.
Dump down low to the post, fronting the post that time. Good job by McGuire. Again, good to see Isabella back on the floor healthy and making a difference here. Trying to sidestep a defender, drawing the contact. That time was Plata.
Right foul.
And a slap foul that time on the wrist against Rye.
Yep, the reach in there. Double reach in there as Plata almost still made the N1.
2 shots.
Plata has really expanded her game since last year, Dan.
Yet to score here in the second quarter, Kev, but they have a chance here to tie the score. And they do. What do you like about her game?
Well, she was a great three-point shooter last year, and she showed last year how clutch she could be. I mean, the shot she made down the stretch in that championship game, it really just showed that she's got it. She's what championship teams always have, is that option to kick the ball back out, three-point shooting. But this year, she's really developed her handle. She's become much more aggressive going to the basket, and as a great shooter, you should try and get to the line. Those are free points, and she has done that. She gives the team a lead.
Capped off that trip, 2 for 2. Bad pass, the ball's still loose, and now it's going to be a loose ball tie-up. And possession arrow will give it back over to White Plains, enjoying a 14-13 lead with just under 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
As the second quarter has gone on, as this first half has gone on, Rye's lost like half a step of their energy. Now they're going to the bench a little bit more. They want to keep pressuring White Plains and keep them out of just setting up in the half court. But you're seeing right now, defensively for White Plains, they're not slowing down. Just arms everywhere in the passing lanes.
If you're saying to Coach Hackett that you'd have White Plains only scoring 2 points with just about under 2.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter, she'd probably be thrilled. She wouldn't want to know, though, that her team has also not scored that much. They've only scored 2 as well.
Well, scoring is always down in games at the county center, just in general, and especially in the slam dunk.
14-13. White Plains in front right now of Rye. Rye trying to get right to the rim again. Good take that time by Tenney. Tenney, who has the only 2 points of the quarter for the Garnets, will have a chance to once again add to her point total here off the bench.
On the line for the Garnets, number 13, Piper Tenney, 2 shots.
Tenney had 6 points recently in a game against Mayapack. And Tenney will get that one to roll in to give her 3 points here in the second. All 3 points for the Garnets.
1 shot.
Second shot is short. Rebounded by McGuire. 14-14. Just over 2 minutes left to go in the first half of play of this first game of the Slam Dunk Showcase here from the Westchester County Center. White Plains in the whites, Rye in the black. It was all Rye early on in this game, an 8-2 start to the first quarter. White Plains fought back valiantly, took a 12-11 lead after the first quarter of action, and things have come to a crawl here in quarter number 2, and that looks like it's going to be an offensive foul as McGuire just ran through the back of the defender.
Yeah, she ran over the Rye player and drew the whistle with 2:02 left. It knocked Piper Tenney down to the floor. And Tenney is up now, and Rye has a chance to try and snap this tie.
Tenney's been the best player in this second quarter. 3 points, and now making plays on defense. Now the facilitator on that drop-off pass to Greto. So Tenney's had her presence felt here off the bench for Rye, and Rye retakes the lead at 16-14.
And if you're Rye, you're going to play that high-low. You got to do it quick, and Tenney did it. Tenney got the basketball and didn't even have a full grip on it, but still fed it down inside.
Transition 3 doesn't fall there for Haddad. Now here's Rye in the open floor, nearly a carry there. Maresca with a high handle. Tenney tries to get the three, but Maresca comes in to swoop in the offensive rebound underneath. Nice unselfish look inside, but Greto couldn't get it to roll in. Here comes Lane after the rebound in the open floor. Lane with her head up, trying to find her teammate, trying to get it back to Lane inside. Double team comes to her. And now a bump foul, looks like against Tepedino.
Is that going to be her second?
Reagan, her first.
Oh. They're saying that, but it looked like it was clearly number one.
Wrong, yeah, wrong team. Number one.
With her first person.
There's her first person. I thought it was her second. Wade is
Foul.
really trying to force a Navy Plata to go left. As you're seeing, the very exaggerated setup there to make her go left.
Under a minute now left to go in the first half. Low scoring affair. Rye on top of White Plains, now 16-14. Looking for the inbound underneath, and beautiful execution that time. Sequoia Lane was underneath for easy pickings.
And Lane has slipped into the spot, and that's a great inbound play.
16-16. Rye trying to recapture the lead, kicking it out to the far side. That shot no good, tipped off of Greto last. That'll be out of bounds, and White Plains will get possession back. 36.7 seconds left to go in the second.
And that's a tough break for Rye there. They would have had the basketball and just tipped it out. Tenney was right there, but teammate tipped it out of bounds.
So Plata now getting it over to Lane. Lane has to be careful. She almost took that extra step there, just trying to orchestrate where her teammates should space. Difference of about 6 seconds between shot and game clock, so they have to get this off. Cannot hold for a final shot. And it will be a foul on the floor against Stella Maresca of Rye after she was trying to fight over that screen.
Rye is now over the limit.
And that's the 15th foul for Rye here in the quarter, so it's going to be foul shots upcoming here for White Plains with 15 seconds left to go here in the quarter. A little confusion that was going on there for Maresca. That was her second personal foul as well.
Online. Checking in for White Plains, number 22, Isabella McGuire. She replaces number 2, Jay Jackson Green. On the line for White Plains, number 10, Navy Plata, 2 shots.
So Plata now back to the foul line where she's 2 for 2 so far here in the first half. Now makes it 3 for 3. She's got 5 points for the Tigers. You like the aggressive nature of the defense if you're Rye, but you don't want to give up a foul like that when you're almost at half court.
There was a holdup.
So Plata now with a chance at a second foul shot, trying to extend her team's lead, and doesn't even touch the rim on those shot opportunities. Perfect 4 for 4 at the line. All 4 of her points coming at the foul line here in the second quarter.
Can Rye do what White Plains did in the first quarter? Make a big 3 here.
Tepedino trying to get around the edge, sidesteps the defender, does a nice job of getting the lay in there to tie it up at 18 all. A heave at the buzzer, and that is a way to end this first half of action.
Tepedino slicing through around 2 defenders, between 2 different defenders, and getting that roll in. She had a little bit of a tough first half, shooting the basketball after making that opening 3, getting to the basket, but right there she finishes strong, ties it up, going to the break.
So Tepedino bookends that first half of play for Rye. She had the opening salvo on a 3, and she closes out with a 2 there right before the buzzer sounds. 18-18 your score between White Plains and Rye. Stick around as we'll be back, fans, here at halftime as you're watching coverage of the 2024.
They have so much composure, so much poise. I think it's a testament to Coach Hackett. I think Marco Hackett's done a really amazing job with his young nucleus of star players. And obviously a lot of them are young, but they played last year. But what we've seen from them, and obviously they're facing a team that's come to this county center before and won a big game, so won a couple of them. So it's a good matchup here down the final fourth quarter.
Tepedino with that last basket in the first half, giving her a team-high 5 points in the half for White Plains, a pair of leading scorers in Lane and Plata, each with 6 points apiece. Rye has knocked down 3 threes in that first half. White Plains only 1 from downtown. Dan Long, Kevin Devaney Jr., thanks for joining us courtside here on Local Live Networks. for this first game of a great weekend of basketball here at the Westchester County Center. Rye in the black, White Plains defending in the home white. Kennedy, who had a couple of fouls late in that first half, she gets that one a roll in to start off the second half of play. She's got 5 now, and the lead back on Rye's side.
We've seen a couple of those rolls for Rye. We saw a jump shot go in the same way.
Lotta, oh, what a great job. You said she was working on her handle in the offseason. Well,
Yeah.
you could see it on full effect there. Lotta now with a game-high 8.
Well, I like what they did there, getting Plata away from Tepedino, allowing her to get to the basket off breaking the press.
And Kennedy giving it to Tepedino. Tepedino's pass is intercepted there by Plata. Plata trying to go in transition, weather the contact, and will have a chance to earn her points once again at the line, where she's been exceptional in this game.
She did a great job stepping in there, anticipating that Tepedino was going to try and drive, draw contact, pass it out. She stepped right in front of it, intercepted that pass, goes up the floor and gets fouled.
Foul went against Ava Cross. Cross's first, and that is the first miss at the line by Plata. It was a perfect 4 for 4 in the first half of play.
Cross for first. 1 shot.
White Plains outscored Rye 12-11 in the first, but then were outscored 7-6 by Rye in the second. Plata goes 1 of 2 at the line. She's got 9 points. And White Plains has taken back the lead, this time now at 21-20. Tepedino, a little out of control, was looking for the contact, didn't get the benefit of the call, and now a foul is whistled.
Calling on White Plains.
They're going to call another offensive foul against McGuire.
Let's see what we had here. Look at she stepped into a defender. May have also traveled.
I thought it was going to be a traveling call first, but McGuire got called for the foul. As McGuire has already picked up her 3rd personal foul in this game, so she has to take some time on the bench. And quickly getting right to work is Phoebe Greto with McGuire gone. And Greto now with a game-high 6 for Rye.
Garnet's had the lead back.
Nice back and forth with a little offense to start off, and Lane might have gotten away with an extra step there, but she could not take full advantage after missing inside with a left-hand look.
They look putting her in the middle of the floor to break the press.
Moreska. Kennedy trying to feed. Lane anticipating from behind. This ball tie up, and possession arrow will give it back over to White Plains. Lane did a good job there, Kevin, of just being stationary behind her offensive player that she was guarding that time in Cross, and anticipating that was going to be trying to bounce pass to Cross and just poked it away for the eventual turnover. Plata down on the baseline and gets it to go.
That's where Plata makes a name for herself in these second halves of these games at the County Center.
She is already up to 11 points, first player in double digits. And Rye getting pressured a little further out than they're normally accustomed to right now here by White Plains. Kennedy. And Cummings was trying to play a little defense, but got a little too handsy in the process.
That was a double dribble again. She put 2 hands in the basketball, but got away with it and gets a foul.
23-22, White Plains in front of Rye. 5:41 left to go here in the third quarter. Greto, nice handoff to Kennedy. Kennedy got some separation, switched it over to the left hand and got fouled in the act of shooting. So that was a nice play right out of the inbounds.
Driving, doing a nice job of protecting the basketball and drawing that foul.
Garnets began their season 4 straight wins before losing to Tappan Zee on December 18th. As Kennedy swishes home that first foul shot offering.
Tappan Zee and Rye, part of that very crowded group of contenders in Class A in Section 1 this season, along with Pearl River and, of course, Walter Panis, defending state champions.
Kennedy goes 2 for 2 at the line, but quickly the other way goes White Plains.
Nice job leaking out there by Alexis Tide.
Well, after we had only 13 combined points in the last 8 minutes in that second quarter, things have started to open up here nicely, getting a more of an offensive flow between both teams. Maresca around the horn. Here's Kennedy. She has been active, and there is your first wedgie ball, as Iron Eagle likes to call it. Tucked in between the backboard and the rim of the game.
I thought we were going to need to get like a broomstick or something, but Sequoia Lane jumped up there, and maybe the most athletic play we've seen today. Knocked the ball out of the... That was impressive.
Now Rye will have the inbounds. Only 8 on the shot clock, and it's going to be conversation, and it looks like it's going to be a foul against White Plains. So to make matters worse, some of the White Plains fans and bench thought that it should have been their possession, and then with only 8 on the shot clock, they get called for the foul.
And stolen away.
So it's justice there for the basketball gods. As they always say, ball don't lie.
I know. One of us is going to say it. One of us is going to make that comment. Usually it's on free throws. Step down a little bounce.
Bump right in front of Coach Carter. Now the foul started to pile up here.
It's a tough call because it looked like Jackson Green foot came down on the line as she got fouled. So
Ross will have to come off the floor as she has just picked up her second foul of the game as well.
That's our advantage, though, by being literally 3 feet away from that.
They ain't gonna pull that, though.
3 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. White Plains leading 25-24. It's been a great start. This slam dunk showcase. That 3 was off the mark from straight away. Is that where you're talking about, Kevin, that these games are a little lower scoring than normal? It's the depth perception of how the hoops are set up here.
Yes, it has been much talked about over the years. Depth perception, shooting in this gym. It's also just a bigger floor and a bigger arena. It makes it a little bit more difficult to shoot and get comfortable here in the arena. You don't get many chances to come to a place like this and shoot like this. Circle Advisors, for over 30 years, Circle Advisors, Inc. has been providing custom financial planning solutions to meet our clients' goals and objectives. We focus on both your personal and business needs. Circle Advisors and Sadie's, drawing on the experience and depth of our lawyers in the distinct areas. We can leverage each lawyer's industry-specific knowledge to help our clients succeed. Sadis's clients include domestic and international entities, financial institutions, hedge funds, private equity funds, venture capital funds, buyout funds, commodity pools, and numerous business and operating in various industries around the world. After the game, Dunn's Pub, an local Irish pub and restaurant minutes from Stepanak High School in the heart of White Plains, the home of New York's best traditional Irish live music every Wednesday evening. Dan Long, got to come over the bridge for this one.
You had me at Irish pub.
Stop in before or after the game for lunch, dinner, or a pint. Go Crusaders from Dunn's Pub.
All right, if you twist my arm, fine, Kev, I'll do it. I'll come from Jersey.
No shortage of options in downtown White Plains or in the surrounding areas.
Out of the timeout, 4:41 left to go in the third. It's going to be an inbound upcoming here for Rye.
Full court pressure from the Tigers, as I believe this might be the first time we're seeing Samaya Melvin come in, number 11, and almost a turnover.
Lane got a piece of it, and a timeout is going to be given to Coach Hackett as she saw danger on the horizon. That length and athleticism on full display by Lane, she nearly picked that one off.
This is where White Plains might try and flex its muscles a little bit with its depth and try and go to the bench and just try and give a little energy from the defensive side. Back to our promotional reads. C&F Consulting, Engineering, and the Connors family are proud to support the Stepanak Crusaders basketball team. Best of luck this season. Go Crusaders. And the Rye Roadhouse, located in Color Press. This is I lost my location here, but Color Press, another, and Joe Collins have been helping companies with these printing needs for over 25 years. Contact Joe Collins today at 914-588-6626.
So out of the timeout, it's Rye again trying to find Greto underneath. Greto up and under move is good. Phoebe Greto with 4 points here in the third quarter as both teams trading the lead.
Back and forth we go in this matchup, as you sort of anticipated early on in this game.
Extra pass led to a wide open shooter in the corner. That time no good on the initial attempt, but the follow-up is good for Samaya Melvin.
Saying her name for the first time, Melvin just comes into the game and gives, I think she came in more for defense than right now, giving them a nice spark their offense and the lead.
That pass found its way into the hands of Tepedino, trying to feed her teammate. It was deflected last touch by White Plains, so possession will stay on this end of the floor.
Yeah, Tepedino going in there and tried to do a little drop-off pass. Not sure Greto was quite ready. Greto's ready that time, can't make the layup.
Just pushed it that time as Lane secures the loose ball rebound. Plata outletting it down the way. Another corner shot and another one left short that time by Melvin. Tepedino. She's like the Energizer Bunny, and she just has all that speed on full display, but that time gets called for the palming violation. The carry call will give the possession right back over to White Plains.
She did the right thing pulling it out there with her going one-on-one on Lane. And Lane's length was going to give her a little bit of trouble going to the basket. She pulls it back out. And
one of the rare times that you now see that in modern basketball.
I know.
It is the correct call, but seemingly that is something that you don't see called all that often anymore, as that's going to be a turnover right back there for White Plains as Plata dribbled it off her own foot.
Looks like a lot of contact from Tepedino. They don't call, and just kind of riding on that left arm. But I think it was a little bit of equal. Plata had maybe her left arm out, maybe not fully extended, and dribbled it off her leg out of bounds.
So both teams trading turnovers, and eventually finds its way to Molly Kennedy. Molly Kennedy was held to only 3 points in that entire first half, and that came early in the game. She's now up to 9. Big third quarter for her. She's got 6. Tepedino with the thievery. Tepedino managed to get through a couple of defenders, picked up the loose change, but couldn't finish off the layup. Her teammate tried to finish it off, but another hustle play there by Greto.
What a sequence. Not sure how Tepedino managed to pick that basketball up and make that spin move.
White Plains trailing by 3. Lane cleans up the miss inside.
Soaring through there for the board.
Frantic pace right now between these two teams after it was more slow and methodical, and that's going to be another carry against Rye. This time it's Maresca.
And if you're Rye, it's been a fun couple sequence plays there, but let's slow it down because Rye can't play like that for another quarter and a half.
I was going to say, they don't live in that area. This is more White Plains basketball if they get to that run and gun style up and down the floor. Ty pulling it out. But despite all that, again, there's not been that much separation in this entire first half. Rye went on that run, pushed their lead to 3, and it's now right back down to 1. Plata in the corner to Ty. 10 on the shot clock, trying to feed Lane underneath. Good block out there by Greto. Got a piece of that intended pass on the block. 2:15 and counting. Here's Kennedy, quick fire, and that's going to be an air ball.
Almost saved by Tenny.
Tenny was trying to save it. Again, she was that spark plug for Rye late in the second quarter, as you saw there. The air ball and Tenny's hustle play, but it already hit on the baseline before she could save it back in.
And if you're Rye, you have 5 timeouts left, and you might be saving those for fatigue as much as anything.
Nice feed there from Lane, getting it to her teammate down the floor, as that was Paige Kieran.
Lane is so good. Just has such a high basketball IQ, making that pass there.
White Plains back in front, this time 31-30, under 2 minutes left to go in the quarter. Fronting the post that time, producing the turnover was Ty. There's Lane in the open floor. She was fouled before she could maneuver her way to the rim.
Probably the right play there for Tepedino. Be aggressive. You have to give a foul up. Don't give up an easy basket.
That's a smart foul, and it's going to be a timeout taken on the floor with 1:42 left to go in the third quarter. Back and forth we go in an exciting game. White Plains in front of Rye by a score of 31-30.
The Rye Roadhouse, located in Friendly Tavern setting in Rye, New York, serves down-home comfort food influenced by the cuisines of Louisiana, the South, and standard pub fare. They're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner and have a unique Southern-style Creole brunch on Sundays. A great casual place to dine with family and friends or to catch your favorite sports game, the Rye Roadhouse. For My Dogs is a multi-channel lifestyle brand for dogs. They offer daycare, boarding, full groom services, training, community events, as well as being a retailer for all things pup. And Accelerate Sports Ventures, name, image, and likeness, and multimedia rights consulting, comprehensive solutions for the future of college and high school athletics. You are your own brand. And we want to send a special congratulations to the baseball team from Stepinac, the host of the Slam Dunk and the Crusader Classic. Congratulations to the baseball program on their 2023 CHSAA Division Championship last spring.
Back here courtside, 1:42 left to go in the third. 31-30 lead for White Plains. After the timeout, it's going to be the Tigers with the possession. Lata, the leading scorer in this game. She has it now. 11 points for her. Greto with 10 points to lead the way for the Garnets of Ryan the other end. See what Coach Carter has drawn up here out of this timeout break. Worked up top now. McKenna Austin into the game, number 3. Here's a corner 3 ball. Got it! Corner pocket! Tessa Dad, her second 3 of the game. And this is the largest lead for White Plains in this game, 34-30.
Dad, just a lethal 3-point shooter. Just camped out in the corner. Tenny couldn't close out fast enough, and she makes that with the closeout on her. Drills it. Ryan needs an answer. It was 70 seconds.
Dad now with 2 of White Plains' 3 total threes in the game. Nice answer inside on the feed. Making that cut. Tenny has shown off a nice ability of passing out of the post, and that time she found Ava Cross, who was going across the middle of the lane.
Cross did a nice job of securing that basketball, strong hands going up and drawing the foul. She's been on the wrong end of a lot of foul. Not want to say fouls, but a lot of physicality in the paint.
The Dad picked up the foul, and that time the foul shot is converted by Ava Cross, who had 6 points recently in that final against Mahopac that we alluded to early on in this broadcast. That was the last loss this season for Rye. Cross missing on the second foul shot opportunity. They'll settle for the 1. 34-31 lead for White Plains. No good that time. Tenny, a hard contact, no call, and benefiting fully was Lane.
She kind of exhaled like, wow, nothing? No whistle, nothing on that?
Coach Hackett was incredulous on her near sideline as well. Tepadino trying to spin around, but lost it off her own foot. Here comes White Plains with a 5-point lead. Largest lead of the game for either team. Lane across to the near side corner. Another 3 ball, no good this time by Haddad. And boy, Tenny is just being knocked around, and she has not gotten a single call.
She says, are you kidding me? That's the second time. I said, when you play in this event, the referees and college refs, they sort of let you play a little bit more than they do in the high school game. And Ryan's learning that the hard way.
24.5 seconds left to go in the third quarter. White Plains has gone on a bit of a run here. Lane across the middle.
Nice job there by Greto defensively.
Kick out into the corner for the 3. Lane again trying to crash the offensive glass, gets to the loose ball, and now Tenny's really going to lose it because Tenny has been knocked down twice right in that general vicinity and now gets called for the foul, and Coach Hackett all the way out to midcourt wants an explanation.
Sequoia Lane is so difficult to box out, and you just see if she has any ability to get a finger in the basketball, she gets the rebound, and she keeps possessions alive. 12.7 seconds left now in the third quarter going to the line.
Sequoia Lane with 10 points, second leading scorer in this game for White Plains. Lane missing on the first opportunity, her first foul shot of the game. White Plains went 16-6 overall last season, on their way to the Class AA championship. Trying to get win number 7 of this brand new campaign. Lane missing on a pair. Loose ball tie-up after Lane was trying to track down her own miss.
Yeah.
That possession's going to stay here with the Tigers.
Pretty amazing. Ryan did a nice job boxing out there, and then that bounce off the rim gets right back to White Plains.
Shot clock turned off, 11.3 seconds left to go in the quarter. 5-point advantage here for White Plains, trying to increase that just before the fourth quarter. Good pressure defense by Rye. 6 seconds left to go in the quarter. Plata tries to turn the corner, tries to drive and dish She was looking for Lane on the adjoining block, but it went through her and goes out of bounds with only 0.7 seconds left to go in the third. Rye will inbound it, but the buzzer will sound, and that will do it for our third quarter of action here from inside the Westchester County Center. It's White Plains on top of Rye by a score of 36-31. Stick around, fans, as we're going to be back here for the exciting fourth quarter of action on Local Live Networks.
Beecher Fluke's Funeral Home, located in Pleasantville, New York, is a place to turn in your time of need. Beecher Fluke's, proud supporter of Stepanek Athletics, Go Crusaders.
Construction management and general contracting firm.
And if you want to spend a day, Crusader for a day, program is open to 8th grade students to visit the Stepanek campus and receive a full first-hand experience of the benefits of being a Stepanek student and receive a Stepanek education. To sign up, visit www.stepanek.org. Gemelli Pizzeria offers a modern twist on the traditional pizzeria. There are endless possibilities of gourmet-style pizza, Italian tapas, and delicious cocktails, beer, and wine at Gemelli Pizzeria, located in New Rochelle. And Stepanek wants to always remember Brendan Moyna. A few years ago, Brendan Moyna, the class of 1987, passed away, and many of his friends still remember him today. Rest in peace, Brendan Moyna. Bill Combe, class 1972, Mark Valerio, 1972, also proud supporters of Stepanek basketball. Stepanek, the host of the Slam Dunk and Crusader Classic this weekend here at the Westchester County Center. Game 1 out of 5 here this afternoon. And we have a good one, Dan. Ryan White Plains.
Been a fun one here courtside. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by none other than Mr. New York Basketball and Kevin Devaney Jr.
New York.
I'm upgrading you.
I
You are
appreciate that.
statewide.
Thank you very much, buddy.
We're not just Section 1 anymore. Especially after reading all those ads, you deserve all state honors.
You think I'm done?
Oh, no, not at all.
No, not at all.
No, this is just an appetizer. I'm just, salivating thinking of all the different pubs I'm going to be checking out in the coming days, but you're going to have to do the dirty work here. Inside to Greto, speaking of dirty work, she could not get that one to fall. She's got 10 to lead the way for Rye.
Well, I can't get a roll here and finger roll there for maybe Plata increases this lead. You feel like White Plains is about to break this game open.
Plata with a game-high 13 now. This is the largest lead of the game. Tenney tries to tie up. It will be a loose ball, and we'll go back over to White Plains as we take a look again at that last transition opportunity for Plata, just taking it coast to coast, and Rye just did not have any opportunity to get back on D.
Tenney was almost there, stepped behind, just couldn't get in there, and made Plata alter the shot a little bit, but still the layup was good.
White Plains outscored Rye 18-13 in that last quarter. Here's Lane going right to the rim and getting the foul called against Tenney. Tenney just still keeping her arms up in the air, voicing her displeasure at that call. And Lane and White Plains, Kevin, like you said, you start to get this feel that they're now getting a little more comfortable and they're finding a way to push the pace to their liking as well.
Yeah, I think Rye's is slowing down a little bit too. I mean, just style they play and end like this. It's hard against a team that's just a little bit bigger and a little bit faster.
Lane is 0 for 3 at the foul line, though, in this game. She's got 10 points, scored 4 of which in that third quarter. Second foul shot is good this time by Lane. She goes 1 of 2 in that trip. She's got 11 in the game. 39-31. Rye trails just underway in the start of the fourth quarter. Nice handoff. That time, though, Kennedy blowing past the layup, and Greto with the offensive rebound. She's been a rock underneath in this game for the Garnets, as she will earn a chance at the foul line. She crashed the offensive boards that time and got bodied up inside by McGuire. And McGuire picks up her 4th personal foul in the process. She has been mired in foul difficulty all throughout this game with 7:13 left to go in the fourth. As Greto now will have a chance to cut into this deficit. 8-point lead for White Plains, as Greto missing on the first opportunity. Greto coming off a 13-point performance earlier this week against Eastchester. Greto rimmed in and out. 0 for 2 in that last trip. Missed opportunity there for the Garnets. Lane and White Plains attacking just inside the arc, no good. Rebounded underneath, and now here comes Maresca. Tepedino has not scored in the second half after putting up 5 points in the first half. McKenna Austin trying to poke that ball forward. Recaptured, but only 10 on the shot clock right now for Rye. Here's Tepedino. 5 on the shot clock, forcing it towards the hoop. Could not get it to fall. Plata, though, still has it on her, out of bounds last. 3 seconds remain on the shot clock, though, for Rye. As Cross will come back in for Kathleen Denver, who had checked in momentarily ago. Dumped down low, Greto, nice move in the post and beat the buzzer. What fancy footwork underneath, high off the hands of the left hand of Greto.
With the lefty, too. Nice finish there by Greto.
High degree of difficulty in that post move. Here's Lane inside, getting it down underneath. Bottled up is Kieran. And Coach Carter showing off his wheels right in front of us, getting the attention of the official as he saw danger time for his team and a potential turnover.
Sensed it. Nice job. You know, a lot of timeouts to play with here. Still 6:17 left.
And it did look like it was about to be a turnover as Tepedino was crashing down on that weak side.
Lighted Way, John Russo, Stepinac grad, leads a company that specializes in financial and retirement planning. A registered investment advisor, Lighted Way, and John Russo. Thanks for the support. McCarthy Associates, premier independent commercial real estate brokerage firm in Westchester, Fairfield County. For over 40 years, John and Kathy McCarthy and family. Kevin, class of 1999. Mike, class of 2002. Moving Pictures, you've seen their work on Instagram. They're exceptional. Moving Pictures has been a dedicated freelance photographer. His work and experience has developed into capturing your utmost highlighted sports thrills to be very special and intimate moments. Owner Hector Martinez prides himself as a photography brand that captures the perfect moments and emotions through still images and video. For more information, please check out his website, www.movingpictures.nyc. And Hector is awesome. He's been around Stepinac for many years, and just his work and just the speed that he turns around, the quality work. You get home after games and it's already on Instagram and see what he does. And he's chronicled the career of Boogie Flan, who's going to take center stage here tomorrow night.
That'll be part of the Crusader Classic that everyone can watch here on LocalLive. Lane inside out of the timeout. Looks like it's going to be another foul whistle against Rye. As Greto is going to be the one holding on there. That's going to be your second personal foul against Greto.
And Benji Carter is, he's got a gripe, I think. He just feels like they're wrapping up Sequoia Lane in the paint. Kind of hooking her arm, and
Lane might have turned her ankle a little bit too as she was readjusting her shoelace and also jumping up and down a little bit. Lane is 1 of 4 at the foul line in this game. 2 makes in a row for the senior, up to 12 points on the afternoon, early evening. 7-point lead now for White Plains. Short on the second opportunity, Cross with a box out, and Kennedy comes out of the pack with it. Rye was thinking about taking that shot from the outside. Greto takes it down inside herself and missing. Ball is loose and Plata comes out of the pack with it. 5:50 left to go in regulation. Here come the Tigers in the open floor, unsettled, missing on the 3. Haddad with a rebound. Offensive possession kept alive. 25 seconds put back on the shot clock here. Time on the side right now of White Plains. They can't take their feet off the gas though. They're trying to finish off a very game Rye side. Here's Lane inside, lost the handle. Got it poked away, but done so illegally as that's going to be another foul whistled against Rye.
Foul number 30,
Greto picking up her 3rd personal foul, 2nd in a row here in the 4th quarter.
referees at the table.
I don't know, as they're near us, what type of discussion is going on.
What are we waiting for?
I think it might be a warning that it was going against one of the teams.
If DJ Diz was here, maybe listen to the Jeopardy theme song.
They're just trying to sort out something here and get us back to the course of play. 5:25 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Team warning against White Plains for flopping, faking a foul. There's a warning, it will turn into actual foul. 30-33, Tigers with the lead.
So a lot of different things going on.
A warning for taunting. I don't recall that.
I think they also said for faking a foul. And that's where Coach Hackett was saying, then why didn't you call a foul? So after all that, missed opportunity, and now a reaching foul is going to go against Lane. As Lane went through the back of Gretto. For Lane, that is foul number 3 in this game. And now the official once again coming over to the scorer's table before play could officially resume. 5:12 left to go. We don't know what this conversation is all about. Just talking to the official book. Make sure that we're all on the same page, and with a thumbs up, the international sign of let's go. Nice feed on the inbound. We've seen a couple times here today, Kevin. Rye has been great out of bounds situations.
Both teams really have. I mean, these are two very well coached teams. So no surprise.
Gretto now up to 14 points, leading scorer in this game for Rye. 5-point lead for White Plains. They're not out of the woods just yet. Here's a shot from deep. That's going to help matters, though. A 3-point shot knocked down by McKenna Austin, the freshman.
We've seen White Plains' bench. They've been the difference. I mean, Austin makes a 3. We saw Melvin come in earlier and make a shot. Tig had a big play, and just the depth of this White Plains team is going to end up probably being the difference in this game.
The luxury of depth, and that time Molly Kennedy had one thing on her mind, which was getting to the hole and drew the contact as well. Not in the act of shooting, though. It's going to be a foul on the floor. Austin, who just knocked down that 3, picking up her second personal foul. Tepedino and Rye, knowing time is not on their side, they got to get going here, and Tepedino will draw the contact. She has been aggressively taking it to the rim all game long. Was a little out of control that time, but it's the benefit of the bailout. Lotta getting called for the foul, and they're going to say that was in the act of shooting as well. So Tepedino not only picks up the foul in her favor, but also gets a chance to head to the line for the first time. Tepedino swishes home that foul shot. Her first point of the second half after having 5 points in the first half.
They've done a good job of just limiting her touches, really. I mean, I feel like she hasn't really had the basketball that much, and when she has, she's been harassed.
Tepedino clutch at the line, 2 for 2 in that time down. She's got 7 points now. And just like that, it's back to a 6-point game. 3-pointer no good that time by Haddad. Here's Tepedino tracking it down, weaving her way through the transition. Tepedino switching hands, nearly banked it home. Rebound by White Plains. They try to break it out in space as we're closing in on the midway points of quarter number 4.
That could have been huge for Rye. Tepedino so special, and just dribbling through traffic like that just doesn't get the roll.
Sophomore possibly getting sparked now offensively after seeing a couple fall through after foul shots. 43-37 White Plains. 4 minutes now left to go here in regulation. Plata, drive and dish into the corner. That shot left short. Gretto with a rebound underneath. A great game for Phoebe Gretto, the junior. Now Rye trying to pull a little bit closer here on this end of the floor. Tepedino. Pick and roll inside. Gretto turnaround and one. What a conversion there underneath for Phoebe Gretto. a chance at the traditional three-point play.
Man, she has been huge for Rye. I mean, she has saved them in a lot of ways. Nice job there. Just rolling around the defender, knowing exactly where she was, putting it up and getting the foul.
She's been one of those players, Kev, that despite all the defense today, she's never been in a rush. She has that internal clock, and you could see with that post move and the footwork, that was nice. And she does finish off the three-point play, her first made foul shot of the game. She's got 17, and this game is now down to a three-point lead for White Plains. Austin getting it down to the near baseline to Kieran. Plata is Lane now trying to establish the post. Greta trying to front her. Plata seemingly had no room to operate, but she still found a way to draw the contact.
Somehow got herself baseline and was able to get in a position to score and draws a foul. Greta's got the job right now of defending Sequoia Lane one-on-one, and had to come over there and help defense and gets charged with the foul.
That is a big foul at that, as well as that is foul number 4 for Greta in this game with 3:10 left to go as Plata swishes home the foul shot. 6 of 7 at the line here for the senior point guard. 2 for 2. That trip down. 15 points now for Navy Plata. And it's back to a 5-point lead for White Plains, 45-40. Hounding on-ball defense and a timeout given to Rye. So a timeout going to Margot Hackett. I don't know if the other official was initially thinking about a foul call, but near side official gets the call. Timeout on the floor, 45-40, White Plains.
Metro Team Sports, one of the premier outfitters for high school programs and a proud sponsor of the Crusader Classic, Stepanek Athletics all season long, and all my good friends at Metro Team Sports, want to thank them for the support of this event and all year long. Newell, since 1939, Newell has offered a range of rare antiques and vintage finds that span centuries and styles, enabling our clients to find unique pieces with which they can furnish their homes. As we return to action here.
2:59 left to go. Rye's done a nice job of getting back into striking distance here, never letting White Plains make this an easy finish. There's a block there by Sequoia Lane. After Kennedy was a little off balance trying to float that one up, that wasn't going to fall. No chance against the 6'1 senior. White Plains getting it to Lane at the foul line. Took her defender right off the dribble with a left-hand finish. Lane with 14. 47-40. The lead is 7. Danger time here if you're Rye. You got to convert underneath. Deflected last touch out of bounds off of White Plains. 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock here on this offensive possession for Rye. Trying to inbound the basketball to no one. Plata taking it the other way, trying to go against Tepanino, will draw the contact. And Plata and White Plains trying to have that finishing touch to this one. After it looked like it was going to be momentum clearly shifted over after the three-point play by Greto. Ever since that foul that was earned by Plata, it seems like White Plains has taken control of this one.
Yeah, this is what a championship team does. They have the poise and composure here down the stretch.
Plata will miss on the foul shot. Only her second miss of the line in this game. 7 of 9 at the foul line here tonight for number 10, Navy Plata. Rattles that one in. She's 8 of 10 at the line. 16 points now for Plata. Lane with 14. Time running short here for Rye's comeback attempt. The lead has now grown to 8. Worked around Maresca. Got tied up and stolen away by Austin. And White Plains, Kevin, has just kicked it into another gear defensively here in the last minute or so.
Such good hands in the passing lanes. Just aggressive. not committing fouls.
Trying to find Lane. Was deflected away, but still possession here for White Plains. 10 on the shot clock. McGuire looking for her first points. No good. Offensive rebound inside. The hook shot goes for McKenna Austin.
Austin has been clutch here in this fourth quarter for White Plains.
All 5 points for Austin in this game here in the fourth quarter. And it's a 10-point lead now. Trepadino must have 3 that time for the Garnets. Trepadino started off the game with a 3. That's her second 3 of the game. She's got 10 points. But Trepadino will be called for the reach-in foul with 1:14 left to go in regulation.
Paige Trepadino has, that was a big shot there. She didn't really have the opportunity to shoot much in this game from the outside. White Plains did a nice job at defending the perimeter.
Trepadino will be called for. Trepadino will be called for her 4th personal foul in this game, and that's past the limits, so that will send White Plains to the foul line. And before we can get to that foul shot, it's going to be a timeout taken on the floor by Coach Benjamin Carter with 1:14 left to go here in the fourth quarter. It's White Plains on top 50-43.
Posto 22 offers classic and delicious Italian cuisine as well as gourmet, chef-prepared daily specials. The food is complemented by the extensive wine collection and signature cocktails at Posto 22. Toyota. Visit Mariano Rivera Toyota in Mount Kisco for New York's best new and used inventory. Visit riveratoyota.com for details. And if you need tires or anything under the hood, visit Mariano Rivera Toyota in Mount Kisco for fast, reliable service. Visit riveratoyota.com for details.
So the fans having a little fun here, and we're having a little fun here courtside. First game of this Slam Dunk Showcase. It's been a good one. Rye taking on White Plains. It's a 1-point game after 1. It was tied up at halftime. Only a 5-point lead for White Plains heading into the fourth quarter, but late in this game, White Plains started to pull away. Rye with that big 3 by Trepadino recently. Got it back to within 7, but White Plains is going to be heading to the line right out of this timeout with 1:14 left to go here at the Westchester County Center.
Good atmosphere here in White Plains. The first of 7 games this weekend.
Lane has struggled at the foul line here this afternoon, early evening. She's now 2 of 7 at the line. These misses keeping Rye in this game. Lane goes 1 of 2 that stretch. She's got 15. So Lane with 15, Plata with 16. The 2 leading scorers for White Plains. Retto with 17 points. Trepadino with 10 for Rye. Here's Trepadino now. Approaching the final minute of the game. Here's Gretto inside. Bowling her way through, and if it's a foul against Gretto, and it is, that should be her 5th foul of the game.
And they're going to have to get, obviously, she's fouls out. And also have to get Trepadino out, I believe, so she doesn't get her 5th. Nope, they're going to keep her in. Roll the dice here with 102.
Gretto just put her shoulder down, and that was great help defense that time. McGuire has really been administering that pain throughout the game. That time took it on the chin herself to draw the offensive foul, and Gretto's day is done. A little miscommunication going on here, and White Plains actually benefits. That was more like a football handoff. And Trepadino's day is done as well. So the 2 leading scorers for Rye, valiant efforts here. It's what's looking like it's going to be an effort that's going to come up just short. Trepadino will finish with 10 points in the game, and Gretto with 17.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a tough matchup for Rye. And this type of team, and the White Plains team that's going to just stretch the floor and challenge them and just be a little bit bigger and have a low post presence that can really match Phoebe Gretto and Sequoia Lane. And, I just think this is the type of game that Rye learns from, just gets better from.
Isabel McGuire with her first foul shot opportunities of the game. And she gets the shooter's rolls. That falls in off the back iron. And again, despite Rye coming up short here, Kevin, it was just a couple of moments ago after a 3-point play, they got the lead down to 3. Just that's when the playmakers started to take over this game for the Tigers.
Yeah, and again, remember, you're facing off, if you're Rye, you're facing off a team that's proven what they can do on this floor and in these types of games. And this is what Benji Carter has built here with this program in his time. He turned them into a championship caliber team, not just in talent, but in mind. And we've seen them just make plays here today, like that one right there on that block.
Big name players have come up rather large here in the money time of the fourth quarter. Lane and Plata have their fingerprints all over this game for White Plains. Kicked around the perimeter. Rye desperately trying to find a shot opportunity, but they turn it away instead. Lane will have the outlet. Plata will try to break down the other way. Plata with the contact still gets the layup to go. Plata getting now her 18th point of the game, and a timeout taken by Coach Carter as he was trying to get the attention of the officials with 27.8 seconds left. And look, Plata out of the side of her eye. She knew Cross was coming and still initiated the contact, if anything. That's why it was a no call, but still found a way to finish that one with the contact.
She had to assume she was going to get fouled because she, if you're right, I don't want to give up an easy layup. And she just drove in, drove strong, gets the finish, and a timeout taken by the Tigers with 27.8 on what's going to be a victory for this White Plains team, which they needed a win like this. They were a team come up. They beat Lincoln in the last game, which it's a game they should win. And now they're heading into a stretch where they face a lot of league opponents. All league games left, I believe. Horace Greeley twice, Fox Lane twice, Austin twice. So they're going to be challenged. And this is a good way to jumpstart the second half of the season.
It's kind of been interesting in just looking at the tail of the tape of this game leading up to this, that if White Plains got in an up and down type of game, you'd think that it would favor them, certainly. But in their losses, Kev, this year, they've given up 70.5 points per game. And in their wins, they've held more in check this time around, since what we've been seeing where the teams have been low scoring. They hold their opponents at 38 points a game. So it's kind of like that. It's what your defense does, and they put the blocks down on Rye in this one.
Yep. Timeout out of a timeout for Rye.
And for Rye, again, you have those matchups. They're going to lose here. They've lost to Tappan Zee. They've lost to Mahopac. What do you see on the horizon here for Coach Hackett's side? Still, they're going to be dangerous. This is a team that last year went 15-7. They earned the number 5 seed in the Class A playoffs.
Yeah.
And you have a good group that, again, no seniors here in terms of factoring into your top scorers. A sophomore in Tepidino and a junior in Greto. Try to build off of this, like you said.
Yeah, their league is going to give them challenges as well. Obviously, Ardsley twice is going to be in their schedule. They're playing Harrison twice, which is a top contender also in Class AA. And, Pelham's going to give you some challenges. And, they have Nyack and Panis in non-league games. Panis defending state champions. So they're going to get a test late in the season to find out going into the playoffs where they are against defending state champions. And I think if you're Rye, this is just you're on course, right? You're on course. You're probably in line. If you win 12 games, you're going to get probably a home playoff game and an opportunity to make a run to get back here at the County Center for the Final Four.
So Rye with the inbound shot clock is turned off here. Quick hitter on a three-point attempt by Kennedy. No good. Offensive rebound underneath. The Garnets now setting it right back up. Good shot there on the baseline as Rye getting a late bucket. Frankie Chiaravalli, 5'9" freshman, getting her first 2 points. It's got to be a great feeling to get a bucket here. Even in the waning moments of regulation, to score here at the County Center as a freshman in high school, that's got to be pretty neat.
Yeah.
There's another foul being administered by Rye, so White Plains will head to the line. Lana Reagan. Reagan getting an opportunity, missing on the foul shot. 5'8" sophomore guard.
Let's go, ladies.
Reagan goes 1 of 2 at the line, her first point. And another timeout taken by Rye with 17.5 seconds left to go and a 10-point lead. So we'll be followed by another game coming up here. It's going to be a good matchup on the horizon. Mamaroneck taking on Yorktown, 2 teams that have been playing red-hot basketball, each winning their last 7 in a row. As we take a look at the marathon of games here at I'm going to bow out after this next game. This is going to be all you, Kev, for the remainder of this weekend.
New Fairfield Connecticut taking on Hendrick Hudson tomorrow, or in the morning game. And the girls matchup. Another girls matchup is Walter Panis taking on Harris. And then 3 boys matchups. Caps off the day, Scarsdale White Plains, Thomas Jefferson out of New York City, and Christ the King out of the Catholic League. And then this little matchup called Iona Prep Stepanak.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Classic. You won't see empty seats, that many empty seats, if any at all, for that game tomorrow night here at the County Center to cap off this Slam Dunk Showcase and Crusader Classic as they push these 2 amazing events into one and really added a different flavor to it. And it's fun. It's fun to be a part of. Is this first game here is Rye. We had a tight game going to the 4th quarter. And now 17 seconds left in this matchup.
As the inbound coming in, again, it's going to be Kennedy launching that one and connecting on the 3-point shot. Kennedy's second made 3 of the game. She's got 12 points. Quick foul administered there by the Garnets. And this never say die attitude by Rye is proven to get them a little closer here with 10.3 seconds left to go.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. And if you're watching this, you're probably saying, why are they fouling? They don't have a chance to come back. You never, not that you never know what's going to happen today, but this whole thing about fouling, making a basket, going for a steal, going to get the foul, and going to the line, this you can't simulate this at practice. So if you're a coach, even though everyone might think it's out of reach, down the road you're going to be in a game where it will be in reach, and your team will know exactly what to do, where to be, and how to. It's almost like the 2-minute drill in football. It's hard to really do it at practice.
Getting opportunities even. Try to trap after, but it was a missed shot there by Cummings, who had went 1 of 2 at the foul line. But then it was the hustle play there by Melvin, and Melvin, who's been an energizing force off the White Plains bench, now will head to the foul line as well. 6.5 seconds left to go in regulation. 57-48 lead right now for White Plains. White Plains about to inch closer to securing their 7th win of the season. Maya Melvin missing on the first foul shot. Rye will fall to 6-3 with this defeat here today. Melvin missing on both foul shots. Karam's out in space. And a foul on the reach-in against White Plains will keep this game alive for only 3 more seconds, and we'll take the stride down the other end of the floor for foul shots. This will give Stella Maresca a chance now for her first points since the first quarter when she knocked down a 3. Maresca does swish home that foul shot, giving her 4 points in the game.
One shot.
Maresca knocks down a pair. Rye up to 50 points in this one, 57-50. That'll be the final buzzer as White Plains, this is their second home here at the Westchester County Center. They are victorious yet again, this time by a final score of 57-50 against Rye in a great ball game to kick us off here at the Slam Dunk Showcase.
Yeah, a lot of fun matchup, and it was back and forth game, close throughout the entire way, basically until White Plains just kind of imposed their will in that 4th quarter. Deeper, a little more athletic, and we saw the bench come into play in this game, as we knew it would at some point. It does in the 4th quarter, and I can't say enough about this White Plains team. You know, we said it in pregame about Benji Carter, the head coach, and about the build-up, and this is part of the process. This win is going to serve them well as they enter the second half of the season.
And a good effort there by Rye. Hopefully they're going to be able to build on that as well. Rye falls to 6-3 on the season, and again White Plains 7-3. Plata announced as the leading scorer in this game, 18 points for the Tigers. On the other side, Phoebe Guerretto with 17 points in a losing effort here for Rye. So that'll do it for our broadcast coverage here of our first game of the day at the Slam Dunk Showcase. For my broadcast partner, Kevin Devaney Jr., I'm Dan Long saying so long here on LocalLive Network. Stick around for our next broadcast, as it'll be our second game of the day here on a Friday. Mamaroneck taking on Yorktown in boys basketball. We'd like to thank again our exceptional producer and director David Barry for all of his work. So again, a final score, White Plains takes care of business against Rye, 57-50 here at the Westchester County Center. Tune in for our next game coming up on Local Live. Take care, everybody.